Today we're going to be looking at a 500k Prem team. This is just a little bit of a cheap price, to be honest. I feel like 500,000 coins doesn't actually go as far as you think it does in the game now, especially for the top end players. The goalkeeper is going to be Edison. The alternatives, Allison obviously comes in at the same price if you'd prefer. We do have Butland for a little bit more expensive and an Infor Navas who meets themselves in the middle. Edison's always been a fan favourite of mine personally in terms of FIFA, does genuinely quite well. Allison has had his time and does well as well, but Edison has always been my go-to, mainly for the kick-in. Then at right back, a very easy choice to be honest. Very, very nice Kyle Walker, very cheap as well, so if you are looking at a very budget defence, Kyle Walker's got to be a must. 91 pace, yes, doesn't necessarily have the composure that you'd want, but I feel like the pace plus then either a shadow or anchor will always add that extra benefit when going in that right back spot. Obviously upgrades, you do have a Path to Glory Walker, but a bit expensive if you are not looking for spending 600-700k on a right back. Then we have the first centre back, Virgil van Dijk. He is a must. He's coming in now, I think, relatively cheap compared to what he was before. 55,000 coins, an easy purchase. If you are looking at a cheap defensive line, it's just a no-brainer with Virgil. 55k will get you, and probably I'd say end game, but I mean you'd have to force it a little bit towards the end. But I do think Virgil has been in my team from the very start up until now and has done absolutely exceptional. His partner in crime is going to be what was his partner for a long time in this game, who now is beyond cheap. I think he's coming in at probably about 5,000 coins. 5.7, and it's an easy option. Gives me a little budget around the rest of the team, especially going into them attacking options, but then keeping that defensive line absolutely solid. Then we have another very, very cheap player. Left back wise, there's Cancelo, there's obviously Robertson. With Cancelo being obviously transferred, you won't get any more gold, so he might actually get a little bit more expensive in his gold version, but does have plenty of specials to go around. Same with Robbo, he does have a couple of, well, I think he has one special version, but I think in terms of cheap, you can't really argue with Malacia. Again, composure might be the issue, but again, if you are looking at the budget sort of team, there's not really much better for the budget. You could go Robbo or Cancelo, but to be honest, they don't really add too much value compared to what the top end players will. Are you tired of using players like this? I would much rather have teams more like this. Then I recommend going over to skycoach.gg for all of your coaching and coins needs. They are cheap, fast and reliable, but at the checkout make sure you are using code JT11 for a discount on your orders. Back to the video. Onto the midfield, we've got a stacked three. We have a Bentancur who is very, very cheap. A nice in form from quite some time ago, but the big thing with him, 6'2", 4-star, 5-star, obviously has a very good amount of passing, dribbling, defending and physical. The pace can be added with a Shadow or Hunter depending on what you want. A Shadow is going to make him more of that defensive style, which is perfect for a free midfield, as obviously we do have a Cam in here, so he is just an easy option for very, very cheap. We then have Paulinho as obviously a Path to Glory, a 3-star, 4-star, so a little bit less, but still 6'3", so adding a big bonus to that CDM role. Both him and Bentancur, big guys, good physicals, obviously the 90 defending is going to be absolutely critical for this guy. A Shadow or Hunter again can be used and has massive amounts of composure for an 89, and a must player with, I want to say it's about 140 at the moment. Then we have the Cam, a new card, to be honest. I really want to try him out properly. We've seen bits of him online and a couple of reviews, and people actually quite like him. He is, again, not necessarily the most expensive, and if you are looking at Cams in terms of Prem, you are looking at KDB, you're looking at a Path to Glory, Bernardo Silva, as personally, I just don't like their gold cards. I feel like the gold cards are definitely on the lesser scale now, and I'd much rather potentially give a chance at a new guy. If we're looking at other Cams, you've got someone like a Foden, but he's still coming in at 140. You've got Harry Kewell, Dirk Kuyt. Odegaard is a quite nice one if you have done his SBC. But we'll give Carvalho a go. A 4-4 can obviously be the Cam. He's got the acceleration, great finishing on him. Dribbling is absolutely immense, and he's had a nice composure increase for obviously that future star upgrade. We don't have no traits unfortunately, but that takes us onto the right wing, which is going to be Mohamed Salah. Another option for him, would be someone like Alanga's future star, but I'm not a big fan of the composure boost there. Not really got too much on him, whereas I think with the 92 composure, the rest of the dribbling added on top of it, Salah's an easy option for very, very cheap. Has a lovely cut in on that left foot, a 4-star, 3-star, which again, you can get more upgraded versions of Salah, but we are waiting for that team of the season compared to maybe the Foot Centurions, as the price at the moment, very expensive and double the budget of what the squad entails. In terms of, well, yeah, in terms of striker, we'll go with, obviously, CR7. The strikers there, you've got a Vardy, then everybody else is just so expensive. Your Haaland, gold-wise is nice, but I do actually prefer Ronaldo in times, and obviously, you can argue between the two of them, depending on your play style. Personally, Ronaldo's always going to be the last nostalgic guy for Premier League teams right now, as he has moved, so this is the last chance to get him. Haaland has got a gold card, which is nice, but I do think that does require a certain play style, whereas I think Ronaldo is very, very easy to use on this game with a 5-star, 4-star. Then finally we have Perisic, a great upgrade from his out of position, and definitely looked over for, I think, about 40 to 50,000 coins. Very, very easy to get into the team. Has great stats throughout. He can be a cam if you wanted to play him there in-game, but I do think the left wing role is still very good if it is more forward focused, as obviously you're going for the Hunter with this card. It's got a good amount of passing, the dribbling's very nice. Could have maybe done with an agility balance upgrade for the chem style, but I do think going for the Hunter, putting him really attacking, will do absolute service for him. So let me know down below what you think about this team. It's not a bad little 500k. I feel like it does come in with some decent options, but also you could change, like I said, Ronaldo for Haaland. You maybe could go for, I'd say, a Cancelo if you're looking for a little bit over of the budget. I probably would say Cancelo is going to be better, but if I'm looking at 500k on the noggin at the moment, obviously with a pricing, we are very limited to what we can get personally. Salah again can be with Elanga. If we just have a quick look at some of the other Prem players that we can get, you've obviously got the really expensive ones. We don't even look at them because obviously they're going to cost a budget of 500k straight off the bat. If you're looking at any version of upgraded Haaland, Koulibaly, Bruno Gomes, they're practically 200 to 300k each at the minimum. So we are looking of the lower tier. And what I want to know is, would you like a million coin at Prem team? What sort of budgets are you looking at for these sort of team builds? Maybe some hybrids, maybe some icons in there. Do you say a million is probably about right now, or what is your budget that you look to build in your team? But other than that, make sure you like and subscribe, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.